Well, I'm not doing that whole intro again, but anyway, I will introduce you again, Kelly, from Pearson to show you and show us all the run through for EcoPro, Mon réseau, ma vie, and Points de Connexion. So thank you all for coming. All right, Kelly, whenever you're ready.
Great, thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you everybody for giving up your very precious after school hours, minutes. I know what it's like, so I appreciate you being here. So my name is Kelly Ronan, and I work at Pearson, which is the publishing company that's behind these three programs, these three FSL programs, EcoPro, Mon réseau, ma vie, et Points de Connexion. So today I'm just going to give you some training, some hands-on how-to information about how to log in, how to use the resources, how to find everything that is included in the program. It's all online. You do have print components as well. You have options for print if your district purchased them. Otherwise, everything is online that you're going to need. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my email address in the chat. And I can't type and talk, so. Okay, so please copy that email address and store it somewhere safe. The reason I do that and the reason I say that is because my role at Pearson is to support teachers who all across Canada who are using any digital resources from Pearson. So certainly our FSL resources are at the forefront of what we're doing digitally, but we have lots of others, religion, math, science, language arts, you name it, we have everything digital. And my job is to make sure teachers are using everything to their fullest. So after today, if you have any questions, any issues, reach out to me. Don't be shy, just reach out and I'm happy to help. I know everything that we publish, so I can help. And if I can't, I'll find someone who can. Okay, let me jump in and share my screen and we'll get started. So the first thing I want you to know, and again, I'm going to put this in the chat. Actually, I should have done that before I shared the screen. Here we go. I'm going to put the URL that you need to log in. So I recommend you don't log in right now. Hold on, I can't type, so hold on. pearsoncanada.ca/Pearson eText. So it's www.pearsoncanada.ca/Pearson eText. So this is the URL that everybody will use to log into whatever program you're trying to access. So don't do it now. Keep an eye on my screen, watch what I'm doing, but copy that URL because you're going to need that in combination with your username and password, which comes from Michelle. She'll make sure you have all the information, and that's how you get in and access your content. So on the URL, on the main URL, I do want to you log in by clicking on the yellow box and log in that way. But before you do, I do want to highlight that we have a help document here. So it's a short PDF document that will give you the same information that I'm giving you today. But if you need a refresher, if you forget where's the audio file again, or where's the table of contents, have a look at the help document before you reach out to me, because you might find your answer there in this help PDF. Okay, so I've already logged in. I had the window open. I'm going to use Mon réseau, ma vie for the beginning of the session today, just to show you how the eText platform works. All three programs, EcoPro, Mon réseau, et Points de Connexion, all three of them are in the same platform. It's called Pearson eText. So it's set up in the same way. The content of the program is different, but the menus are all the same. So let me use Mon réseau, ma vie to go through the eText platform. And then I'm happy to show you some EcoPro pages and some content and Points de Connexion as well. Just as a reminder, in case people aren't aware, EcoPro 1, 2, 3 are typically used in grades 4, 5, and 6. Mon réseau, ma vie 1 et 2 are typically used in grades 7 and 8. and Point de Connexion is used in grade 9. We do have a grade 10, 11, 12 program called Jusqu'au bout. I'm not sure if you're using that program, but today we're not going to go over that program anyway. So that's the grade alignments with these programs here in Ontario. So here's the Pearson eText platform. So the menu is over on the left, the toolbar, whatever you want to call it. The first icon is home. That'll just take you back to your bookshelf. But once you're in the eText, the first icon is your table of contents. So I'm going to click that, and up opens your table of contents. So I'm just going to scroll through here so you can have a look at everything that is included, at least in this program. So this program, of course, is divided into 4 different student modules. So we've included all of the modules here in this one license, this one login. Ce module, on est en forme, on est capable, on part à l'aventure, and on se débrouille. So, and you can see as I'm mousing over that these are all clickable. So you can literally click on any one of these modules and you can get taken. There you can see the module is now loaded in the main part of the page, and you can scroll through the pages this way, the student module pages. So that's the first thing that's included are the 4 modules. Let me just scroll down here and show you what else is included. Sorry, there we go, it's frozen. I'm just going to scroll down. So the 4 modules, then we have a folder here called Guide de démarrage that just translates to getting started guide. So that has, let me just open it, that has some help documents. It has a video in here that is from our old eText platform. It's still a little bit helpful, but it's not super helpful because it's old. So if you do want to help a current help document, go back to your login page, which is over here, and access. This is the most current help document. So really the Guide de démarrage, you probably won't use it, but the next one, the next folder you will use. This is your Coin de l'enseignant, your teacher's corner. So I'm going to open this and show you. We're not going to look at these documents just yet. We will in a minute. But I do want to show you that all of your teacher content that you need to teach this program, as well as EcoPro or Points de Connexion, we've put it in this folder called Coin de l'enseignant. So you've got the program overview, which is the pedagogy and the background information, the foundational information that goes with the program, how to teach using this program. Then we've got teaching notes. These are your lesson plans. These are your sort of word for word, scripted lesson plans, step by step, page by page. Then we've got, and we use the term les fiches. We use this term through all of our programs. That's just the French word that we're using for worksheets or line masters. So we have les fiches d'activité, activity sheets, les fiches d'évaluation. These are assessment sheets, evaluation sheets. And then we have the answer keys. We also provide them here in a tablet format. So if you are accessing this on a tablet, you can use this format. The answer keys are there for you as a teacher. We have some information here about culture. So that's a big component of the, I've just lost the word. The culture is a big component of the expectations in this program. The curriculum, that's the word. I couldn't get it. And so we've provided extra information specifically about culture for teachers in here in your teacher corner. I'm just going to close that folder and keep looking down. There's one more folder and it's called multimedia. So I'm just going to open that and scroll down. So this is the folder where we've included all the extra media elements that are part of the digital program. So of course, these media elements don't exist in print, but because this is online, we have added these activités d'écoute. So those are listening activities. We've added les démos langagières. These are little videos that are specifically about grammar and components of language. We've added activités interactives, so interactive games. I'm going to show you those in a little while. And we've added videos and slides. So all of these things can't exist in the print book, but they do exist in the digital versions, which is what we're looking at right now. So we will look at all of these components in just a minute, but I did want to show you that all of these folders are located in the table of contents, which is that first icon on the page. So that's one way for you to navigate. Open the table of contents, find the module that you're looking for, and click and go to that page of the module. Another way to navigate is literally open the book and use the arrow keys at the bottom. There's, it's possible that the videos might be covering up. You might need to move the videos around on your screen. Anyway, there's arrow keys at the bottom on the right and the left, and they are just a simple way for you to turn the pages one page at a time, page by page, looking through the, these are the same pages as the student book, the print student book, as we're looking through them. So that's just another way to navigate. And a third way to navigate is using the slider. So you can open, if you follow my mouse over here to the toolbar, the navigation slider is just a slider. It's really just that. So you can grab it, pull it down. It tells you what pages, or if you let it go, if you stop it there, it will take you directly to that page. So this is module 2, page 36. So that's just another way to get to where you're trying to get to. We're just going to keep going through these icons for the next few minutes here. So the next one is rechercher, that is search, pretty straightforward. It's a search. So you can type in, do I have journée? Do I have, no, I can't think of a word. What was, collation. There we go, I knew it. So there, one of the modules is about snacks. So you can type in a term and you will see the results listed here. It tells you where the word is showing on the different pages. And you can click on any of these pages and get taken to that page. So there you go. That's the search. The next icon is headset, that's earphones, and it's la liste de lecture. So this is, it's still in beta format, so it's a little bit glitchy, I will admit. So you do have to have some patience. But what this is it's a read aloud of the text on the pages. And we do offer this in Mon Réseau Ma Vie and in Points de Connexion. In Eco Pro, we also offer it, but it's set up a little bit differently. So I'll show you that if you're teaching those levels, I'll show you that in a minute. So what we've done is it's kind of like all of these pages, the audio files for each of these pages is like a playlist. So they're listed here. So you need to find what page are you on and what page do you want to hear, and you click it and it will play.
Délicieux. Vous avez envie de rouleaux
I'm
de
hoping you're
fruits?
hearing that.
Attention,
Yep.
les
Okay.
rouleaux de fruits achetés au magasin contiennent des agents de...
Okay, so we're not going to listen to all the audio, but I do want you to know that it's there for your students for support. These are not listening activities. We do have specific listening activities. This is just for students to be able to hear the words on the page. We recorded these. This is not a computerized voice. These are live human beings that we recorded in the studio, and you're going to hear different ages. There's adults and teenagers and different accents. You're going to, and it's important for your students in your classroom to hear different accents and different sounding voices. So that is all included in these audio files, as well as our listening activity audio files. So that's under liste de lecture. And then the next icon is carnet. That's the French word for notebook. So as a teacher, I can take some notes. These are sort of personal notes for myself. I can do that on these pages. So let me close the notebook first so I can show you how to take a note. So you just use your mouse and you highlight a word. So I'm going to highlight the word les fruits. Oh, it didn't work. There it is. And you get a choice of what color do you want your highlighter to be. So I'm going to choose green. And now I can decide to take a note if I want. I click on Nouvelle Note and I get a bit of a sticky note option here. So I can say, you know, remind students to review the vocab before tomorrow's lesson. So maybe that's just a reminder note to myself, or maybe I say, you know, ask students to watch a nutrition video on YouTube. I don't know, something. It's just a note and you save it. Enregistrer. And when you save it, it gets placed here in your notebook, in your carnet. So anywhere that I've taken notes already on these pages, it shows me the color. So maybe the color means something to me, and it shows me what page it's on. So that's what the notebook is, le carnet. The next icon says étude. This is a study guide. I think I don't really know what to call it. It's a way for you to create flashcards. So I've already done a few just as part of my demos, but I'll show you how to do them. So you click on create, créer, and you give it a title. So I'm going to say mes diapos, and I'm going to suivant. So now I get to create them. So this is the front of the card, and this is the back of the card. And I click create, and I do the next one. Here's the front, and here's the back. And I keep going. And so maybe I put in a question and an answer, and I click create. Maybe I put in a key term and a definition. Spelled right. And now I'm done. So I'm going to close this, and let's have a look at what you can do now. So when I click on these slides, you have an option of practicing them. So you can do this with your whole class. If your students, if you have logins for your students, if your school has bought them, your students can set these up for themselves and do some practicing, some studying. So you click on tout afficher, tous les éléments, and we go through them. Front, back, and then I click the next one. Here's the front. Obviously, I'm typing without paying attention to what I'm typing here. These are just really quick examples. And this is just a way for students to study. That's, you know, using flashcards. You can also set up a bit of a practice where instead of just studying, they actually roll out as questions. So, sorry, I have to keep moving my videos here. It's blocking everything that I'm trying to do. There we go. So there's the front. And I read the key term and I think, okay, I know the answer, and I look at it and I say, yes, I got it. So I click réussi, and then I go to the next one. And this is in the form of a question. So that's the question, that's the answer I'm choosing, and I didn't get it right. Okay, so it keeps track of this. Next, there's only 4, let's do them. Yes, I got this one. No, I didn't get this one right. Besoin de travail. I'm going to click that. And then the last one, number 1 is number 1. And I got it right. And it tells me I got 2 out of 4 correct. So as a study guide, that's really how these are being used. You can just practice the key terms, or you can try the quiz. So that is under étude. And as teachers, I'm sure you can figure out ways to do this with your class, or not at all. You don't have to. And then the last icon on the bottom of the toolbar is pretty important if you are projecting these pages in class or on a Zoom call, these are the settings, les paramètres. So the first thing you're probably going to want to do is choose double page. So it defaults to single page, but as a teacher, I know I would use a double page view. Now look at the way the book looks. I'm seeing the left and the right page at the same time. Most of these pages in these books have been designed to be viewed as a spread. So why not view them as a spread? The content goes over the left and right pages. So it's a good way for you to project. You're looking at the whole page right now, but you're probably finding it hard to read the text. So you go back to your settings, open them up, and use the zoom slider. So I can zoom in by sliding that zoomer over. I close it, and now you see it's zoomed in so I can read. I use the scroll bar along the bottom to move left and right, and I use the scroll bar over on the right to scroll up and down. So as far as the toolbar goes over on the left, that's it. That's it. The most places you're going to click will be your table of contents up at the top, and I think your settings down at the bottom. You're going to play around with the zoom level and throughout your lesson, depending on what you're doing at any given moment. I'm going to zoom it all the way out so that we can see these pages. I'm also going to use the table of contents to go back to the beginning of Mon réseau ma vie 1, module 1, just to show you some of the elements that we've placed on these pages. So again, sorry, I'm moving my videos around. How come I can't? There we are. There we go. So these pages, these digital pages, as you're scrolling through them, you're going to every now and again fall on a page that has no text. This does not exist in print. We've put text on all the pages in print, but digitally, we think it would be useful for teachers to have an option of showing a wordless page. So maybe you might want to use this as a predicting activity, or maybe you want to use this as a let's write our own speech bubbles activity. You can't do any writing or inputting on these pages exactly. You're going to need to use your own note paper or some other kind of digital way of typing. You can't do it on these pages, but the blank pages are there. You can choose to ignore them. The next page, let me just scroll and show you. The next page has the text. It's the same page with the text. So you can skip over those blank pages if you want. But now that we're on a page with text and icons, I do want to talk about these icons. So this is where we've placed the media, and we've done this in all the levels. In EcoPro, Mon réseau, and Points de Connexion, we've put icons on the pages. So you're going to get familiar with these icons. There's not many of them, but you will become familiar with them. So these first, this lesson has 2 listening activities. That's what this icon is. So the first one is called Mes collations préférées, and the next one is called Je veux cette collation. So let me just click it and you can see what happens.
Mes collations préférées. Ah, moi c'est Steven. J'ai des activités après l'école tous les jours. Une barre de céréales est une bonne collation.
So this is not a read aloud of the words on the pages. That, of course, I showed you earlier is found in the liste de lecture section. That, what I just played you, is a true listening activity. It's all explained in your teacher guide, in your lesson plan, how to use this listening activity and when. But students typically will be following along with a line master, or they'll be following along with the pages, the student book pages themselves. This particular one, they have to listen and figure out which student is talking in each of these, in each of the audio clips. So they're listening for des mots familiers. So they're listening for céréales or fruits or banane, things like that. This is all explained in your teaching notes. So that icon, those icons, listening activities. These icons down at the bottom, let me actually zoom in now so you can see a bit better. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. So these icons are teacher icons. So we've taken the teacher content and we've cut it up into smaller chunks that are just referring to this lesson. So the first chunk is your teaching notes. So instead of using the teacher guide that's in the Coin de l'Enseignant in your table of contents, you could just open the document right from here. It's a PDF document that has lessons 1, 2, and 3 only. And lessons 1, 2, and 3 are referring to student book pages 4 and 5. So here are your scripted step-by-step lesson plans for pages 4 and 5 of your student book. You'll be spending 3 lessons on this page. So I'm just going to leave that open and I'm going to go back. That's your first teacher icon. Your second teacher icon is a PowerPoint, is un diapo, c'est des diapos. So when I click it, I download a PowerPoint file. I'm going to open it and show you that Pearson's author team has put together PowerPoint slides for every lesson. So these are things that you're going to want to project throughout the lesson. We've thought about, well, what will you want and what will you need? And we've put them together. So we've got some strategy slides because of course these programs are all based on strategies. We have some sentence oh, this is another strategy, sorry. Un liste des mots familiers. We have some question and answer starters. I can see some maps here. So at some point in the lesson, you're going to be talking about les pays et des régions francophones. So instead of you having to go to Google to try to find a map that shows exactly what you want with French labels, we've provided it here for you. What's this next map? Les Antilles. So somewhere in the lesson, you're going to be talking about the Antilles. I suspect that's in the culture part of the lesson. So we've kind of done some predicting here to think about what a teacher will need in each of these lessons. And that's where we've provided the slides as a download on every lesson. And then the last icon here for teachers, the bottom one, is les fiches. So these are the worksheets, les fiches d'activité, and les fiches d'évaluation that refer to this lesson or these lessons. It's not for the whole module. Here they are. So as a teacher, you can print these, you can save them, download them, put them into Google Classroom, put them into OneDrive, wherever your students would access this content. These are PDF files, just like any other PDF file. Or are they Word docs? They might be, oh, I think they might be Word documents actually, which is even better. That means you can modify them. So I'm going to zoom back out so that you can see, I'm going to turn the page and show you that every spread has basically a new lesson. So up at this, we're now on a new spread. I've just turned the page. Down at the bottom, you have your 3 teacher icons. You've got new teaching notes, new slides, and new line masters. And up at the top, we have some new student icons. So there's a new listening activity called Au Restaurant. There is a video. So this lesson comes with a video. Let me click it. It opens and you just press play and it plays. So one of the things you can do with the videos down at the bottom, that you can slow down the playback. So these are videos that our authors have scripted. We shot the videos using Canadian students from all across Canada with different accents. And students have teachers have told us that sometimes these are a bit too fast. The stuff that publishers put out, sometimes depending on the level of your students, is a bit hard to follow because it's too fast. So we've given teachers the ability to slow down the playback right in the video. So that's a video icon, and this next icon is an activité interactive. So that is an interactive game. So we have a whole bunch of these throughout the programs. Drag and drop, fill in the blank, multiple choice, card sorting. We have all different ones. So we have, this happens to be a drag and drop, and you, it has to do with the lesson. So you're going to read it in the lesson. It has to do with, this particular lesson is about menus. And then you can verify your answers. If you had read it, maybe you could have got a better response. Do keep an eye on the bottom of these interactive activities to show you how many pages are included. So this particular activity has 4 pages. Some of them, you know, go up to 10 pages even. So that is one example of an interactive activity. And I'm just showing you that everything opens in its own window so that your textbook, your actual e-text stays open. It's always there available to you. This is a culture capsule here on this icon. I'm going to click it. So here's a bit of reading that you can do together as a class. Qu'est-ce que les ados entiers mangent? So what do teenagers eat who live in the Antilles? So this is where that Antilles map comes in handy. So this is just a short little capsule, a short little reading paragraph. That is some extra culture. And then there's your 3 teacher icons. Turning the page, another lesson, another listening activity, another interactive activity, and a different video. This is a language demo video. So I'm going to click that.
En réseau, lundi 1. On est trop fort. J'observe la langue.
So we won't watch these videos. I just want to show you how to find them and what happens when you click them. So this particular type of video is on a particular component of the language. So le passé composé, la négation. I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head, but it's specific to grammar. We don't have whole lessons related to grammar, but we do have these little mini lessons related to grammar because you do need to learn this information. Students need to learn this information within the context of the lesson. So in a nutshell, as you're scrolling through these pages, keep an eye on the media that we've embedded using icons. And more importantly, keep an eye on your teacher icons down here at the bottom, which is where you find all of your lesson plans and slides and line masters for each lesson. The other place to find that content is, of course, in your Points de Connexion in the table of contents down at the bottom. This is where you find those documents as a whole for the whole program. So all of your lessons, all of your fiches d'activité, all of your fiches d'évaluation. But if you just want it lesson by lesson, look at the pages and use those icons. So that, in a nutshell, is the eText platform. I'm going to go back to the bookshelf and open up EcoPro and show you how it's actually set up the same way. With EcoPro has one little difference, and that's for the read aloud. Sorry, my computer is pretty slow here. It's taking a while for that bookshelf to open. It's always the slowest when people are watching. Okay, so don't look at my bookshelf. This is an employee bookshelf that has many, 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 many titles. You will only have access to whatever you have access to. I'm just going to scroll to the E's and find EcoPro and open that one. I have hundreds of titles on my bookshelf. You will only have the grades that you're teaching. So I'm just waiting for EcoPro to open, and you will find it familiar. You will see that it's the same menu over on the left. The only difference here is that there is no headset. We don't have a playlist for the read aloud. We've actually put those audio files right on the pages themselves. So let me navigate to the beginning, Explorons, and show you. Let me switch over to two-page view. I'm using the settings now, two-page view. Okay, so this is EcoPro, this is grade 4. And this, okay, I'm on a page that doesn't have any text. So let me find one. Here's a page that has text. And we've put all of these little icons here so that you can click and play each piece of text bit by bit. So this is the read aloud right here.
Un dessin électronique. Je m'appelle Daniel. J'ai 9 ans.
So that's the only difference between EcoPro and the other grades, is that the read aloud is represented using these on-page icons instead of the headset icon that's over in the toolbar. But otherwise, everything's the same. You can open the table of contents. You can see all of your modules, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In EcoPro, we've also included the literacy titles, these storybooks that you probably don't have in print. Most people didn't buy the print romans. They didn't buy them in print, but we have included them here digitally. So we've got Pauvre Michel, Voici mon école, Les Super Bébites, EcoMag. And here down at the bottom, we've got your Coin de l'Enseignant. This is your teacher corner where you find the program overview, your lesson plans, and your fiche de stratégie, fiche d'activité. It's pretty much the exact same as Mon Réseau that I just showed you. And while I'm going to go back to home, to the bookshelf, and I'm going to open Points de Connexion and show you that that is also set up in the exact same way. While that's loading, are there any questions? I'm more than happy to show you anything if you have any questions at all. Open your microphones if you want to speak, by the way. Sorry, you don't have to type. I'm going to scroll down to the P's. Sorry about my full bookshelf. Sorry about all the scrolling. So I'm going to find Point de Connexion here. Here it is. So this is the grade 9 program. And I'm confident that you will find this familiar. It's using the eText platform. We've embedded content on the pages using icons. And we have, so it opens to whatever page I last visited. Let me use the settings to go to two-page view. And you will recognize some of these icons. There's a listening activity. There's an interactive activity. There's a video. Down at the bottom, you've got your teaching notes and les fiches. There are no slides with this program, but as I showed you in the Mon Réseau program, but everything else is the same. In your table of contents, your teacher's corner is down at the bottom as well, Coin de l'Enseignant, and your multimedia. So that's it. That is a nutshell for everything that you're going to need is embedded on the pages. You can find it in the folders in your table of contents. As a reminder, there is a help document on the login page. The help document is right here in the blue box. And as another reminder, my email address is in your chat. So please copy that and feel free to reach out to me anytime. But before we end, now is a good time for you to ask some questions if you want. If there's anything you want to see, I'm happy to show you anything.
I'm just going to rewrite your email in the chat because I know some people came in late and don't have that in their chat.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, oops, nope, that's not it. Sorry. Is there any questions that, like, I'm not sure who is present, who was aware of this resource or who's new to it. But I am certainly new to it, and I'm very excited about it. It looks like you've over the years you've added to it and updated, things that teachers would need or whatnot. I think it's awesome. Is there anyone who has any questions?
I do. I'm actually wondering about login information.
Great
Yes,
question. Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
I was just going to say, I have that information for you. I'm trying to figure out right now who's speaking because I can't see you.
Madame
Coates. Kathleen.
Okay, Kathleen. So I will send that to you. You were at St. Elizabeth Seton, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. So I have that for you, and I'll send it to you. And that URL that Kelly put in earlier, that pearsoncanada.ca, Pearson e-text, that's the link you want to use.
Yeah, I copied that down.
Okay, and I'll send
I was like, oh, I'll get stuck on the login page.
Yeah. So I'll send you that information like right after this. So it's good.
And Michelle, so in the chat, somebody also, I'm sorry for the name is Riz Calais. I'm sure that's not the first name or
that's
the full name. Yeah, there you go. So
yeah,
she's
I couldn't figure out how to change my name.
Yes, I'll send you the login information as well, Angie.
Perfect.
No
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And Kiara needs it too, I think. Or did you just have a question?
I have a question. I have my login information. I got it last year, and I've been using Points de Connexion. But if my students want to use it from home, they need their login, right?
So the student login is a different purchase. What you have is teacher login for projecting in class. I don't know if your school purchased student logins. I'm going to guess they probably didn't. But if you want to send me an email, I'm happy, and remind me your school name and everything. I'm happy to look up your purchase history in our customer service platform and see if you have purchased any student logins and help you out with that.
I'll do that. I'm new. I'm in Ajax school. It's Doc, but I'll send you an email. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? These are great questions, by the way, and I'm reading in the chat, and it's good. Thanks. Any others?
I have a question. I was just wondering, when you went over the Zoom part, right? I see there's a magnifying glass there. Is that specific just for like a couple words, or can it act the same as the Zoom?
Okay.
Rechercher. So I guess that's more of a search.
It's a search. Yeah, it's not Zoom.
For the main shows. Yeah, okay.
But we do have a Zoom. So let me show you the two things. The search is, if you click it, that's a key term or a word search. So I can search for a word like ME, and you can find all the pages where that word shows up. But if you want to zoom, you go down to the settings, paramètres en français, and you slide the zoom slide bar.
Yeah, I was hoping there was like a shortcut versus having to go in there and
Yeah, unfortunately, no, you do need to open the settings. Yeah.
So there's someone was asking if I could just send the information to people who attended. I'm guessing that's the login information you're referring to.
Yeah, that was me, but you said I guess email. We have to email individually, and you have to.
Yeah, but each school has their own login information, so I'll have to email it to you. Yeah, correct. Okay, is there anything else?
Yes, actually. So if we have not, and I don't think we have, student-specific login information, we have a platform called EDSB that we use. And what are the policies around, usage of putting like one of the worksheets or handouts on EDSB for the kids to use?
Yeah, that is a great question. So the worksheets are the only pieces of content from any of these resources that you can share out with students, unfortunately. So you can't share the videos or the activities, those interactive drag and drop games. Those live in the platform, and so you need to purchase access for those. But those worksheets, those activity sheets are PDFs and Word documents. So you most definitely can download them and share them however you share any documents with students. Yeah, D2L, yeah, any Google, any platform that you're using to share documents, you are allowed and encouraged to share them, to share the line masters. Yeah, les fiches.
Okay, that's a good question. You guys are like rocking it with the
You're
questions.
thinking about how to use the programs. I'm happy.
Awesome. Yeah. Is there anything else?
So I guess this is probably a lame question. So if you're sharing les fiches on whatever platform, I'm taking it that the things that are embedded, like the microphone and all that, that's coming with the document. It's embedded.
Yeah, no, it's not a dumb question, and it's a great question. No, unfortunately, all of the like audio and video files, those and these interactive games, those are all embedded just in the eText platform. So that's just for you to share, for you to project during class. If you want students to have access to those files and the student book pages themselves, you need to buy that access for them.
So is there different, okay, so you were mentioning about one of the separate purchases. So how many different purchases are there?
Just one.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you were to purchase a student access, a student license, it's $11 for a year for each student. And they get access to everything that you see here, minus the teacher material. They don't get the teacher corner and obviously the lesson plans and the teacher icons, but they get the pages, the student book pages of all the modules. They get all the media. They just don't get the teacher stuff. So
then on piggybacking on that, does that mean, so this is a question for, sorry, I forgot your name, that ran this whole Zoom.
Michelle.
Would they be
Kelly.
able, like, how the students already have the Outlook and all that because they're a student at our school. So does that mean we could offer this platform to them as a side thing if they wanted to excel and tutor themselves, etc., without, like, you know what I mean? Like, would they be able to spend the $11 if they wanted to, or they still have to do it through us and we have to do, etc.?
Well, this is used as a teaching tool for your classroom. So it's not an extra resource for students to use at home on their own.
Right. So that's what I was thinking, because of the people that are, at home and all that, and maybe they want to home tutor themselves. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, it's just for in-class resource. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? These are great questions.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're gonna, if that's all, we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much, Kelly, for all your expertise, because definitely it looks amazing and you showed us everything through all of it, and we truly appreciate all that. Again, you have Kelly's email, and you also have my email. I will send out those login information. If you require your login information and you haven't notified me, just send me an email and I'll reply right back. And yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone for coming, and spread the word, because this is a very valuable resource for all of you to use at school.
Yep.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
Yes. Oh, Madam Coates, did you have a question? Oh, you're
Oh,
muted,
you're on
sorry.
One final question. Yeah. I think I read somewhere about a document reader.
Oh, yeah, that's sorry, that's
I don't know what
an
that is.
aside sharing of excellence, Kelly. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop the video and then I can answer your question.
Okay, great.
Hang on, let me.